Hello everybody, this video is a guide for waves 1 to 37 for players with 60 defense or higher. I'll be making a separate video for people with 1 defense. If you follow this guide on exactly what I say, you can go waves 1 to 36 without taking damage from more than one combat style. Meaning that as long as you have prayer, the only damage you will be taking is the damage the monsters hit through your prayer. If you need help gearing up for the fight kiln, there will be a link in the description of the video. Now before entering the fight kiln, make sure you have extra pouches and a healing familiar, and pot at bank before you enter the kiln. Now in this guide, I'll be referring to the monsters by their combat level and combat style. I would highly suggest you bring a Saradomin Godsword. If you don't have it, you could borrow it from somebody in the GE. It's fairly cheap. You would probably need it for 3 hours for a single try. Now, in the fight kiln, there are crystals. These crystals can be very useful for later waves. I will list which crystals you should use on which wave in the description. Now for wave 1, you want to run to the south wall of the arena and look for the L-shaped rock. You'll be here for waves 1 to 20. You will want to stand 1 north of where I am in the video so that you're touching the rock. This will isolate all the monsters so that you're only getting attacked by 1 combat style for waves 1 to 20. Now for wave 1, there will be 2 level 140 rangers to the north. They will spawn to the northeast and northwest. A level 100 melee will spawn to the southeast and another to the southwest, and a level 200 ranger to the southeast. Now you want to use your spec weapon as soon as possible. So if you brought the Saradomin Godsword, use it when you have lost 50 prayer points, and then spec once. Now just wait for the monsters to the north to walk up to you. You'll want to pray range and melee the ranger. Once that ranger is dead, proceed to the next one. Kill the level 100 melee to the west, then kill the other 100 melee, and then kill the remaining level 200 ranger. The level 200 ranger uses range and melee, so pray range when attacking it. You'll be doing this method for waves 1 to 20. For wave 18 it gets a little more tricky, but if you listen to what to do, you'll do fine. Now once you've killed all the monsters in wave 1, an Invulnerability crystal will have spawned in the center. This will be useful for wave 28 and 35. You probably won't have inventory space to hold it for now, so you'll have to juggle your potions, which means drop a potion, pick up the crystal. In about a minute, you drop the crystal, pick up the potion, and swap in between. If you choose to do this, you have to make sure you remember to pick it up. You'll be juggling your potions a lot for waves 1 to 10. For the sake of the guide, I'll be saying which corner which monsters spawn in, even though with this method, you only get attacked by 1 combat style at a time. On wave 2, a level 200 ranger will spawn to the northeast and southeast. A level 140 ranger will spawn to the northwest and southwest, and a level 100 melee will spawn to the southeast. Here you can see that the level 200 ranger is able to melee me. To isolate only the level 140 ranger, step 1 north of where my superstore is on the floor, and it will bring the level 140 ranger closer, so that the level 200 ranger cannot attack you. You'll have to do this for all the monsters for waves 1 to 20 except for the mages, cause you ranged them. Stepping 1 north and 1 south will lure the level 100 melee over to you. Then proceed to mage it. Once the melee is dead, proceed to melee the remaining ranger. Make sure you pray range. Remember to be juggling your potions and using your Saradomin Godsword spec whenever you can. On wave 3, there will be 3 level 200 rangers. They will spawn to the northeast and northwest, as well as the southeast. There will be a level 100 melee to the southeast, and a level 140 ranger to the southwest. Make sure you're touching the south side of the L-shaped rock. This will isolate the 2 level 200 rangers. Melee the level 200 ranger. Proceed to the next. Once that ranger is dead, move 1 north, 1 south to lure the level 100 melee over. And then melee the remaining 2 rangers to the east and west. Now before you kill the last ranger, make sure you have an inventory slot open so that you could run to the center and grab the restoration crystal that will spawn. On way forward, there will be 2 level 160 mages to the northeast and southeast, 3 level 200 rangers to the northwest, southwest, and southeast. Make sure you're standing south of the rock so that the level 200 ranger walks up to you, and you can attack it without the level 160 attacking it. When you kill the ranger and mage, touch the south wall and then run over to the west ranger. By doing this, you're keeping the mage on the east side of the L-shaped rock. If you do this improperly, the mage will walk over to you and you'll be getting attacked by ranger and mage. So make sure you touch the south wall of the arena before you run over to the west side. Once the ranger is dead, run back over to the middle of the south wall. The mage will have walked over to the west side of the L-shaped rock, allowing you to attack it with range without the level 200 ranger to the east attacking. Now if you find that the mage did not walk over to the west side, go back west to the straight line obstacle on the southwest corner, stand on the north tip of it, and it will lure the level 160 major over to you. Now once the mage is dead, walk over to the east, pray range, and finish off the level 200 ranger. Now in wave 5, there will be 3 level 200 rangers to the northwest, southwest, and southeast, a 140 ranger to the southeast, and a Dill to the northeast. Now since you're way south, the Dill to the north cannot see you, so you'll only be dealing with rangers for now. Kill the level 200 ranger that walks up to you, then go to the west, kill that ranger with melee, then finish the remaining 2 rangers to the east. Now once that is done, go to the middle. The Dill will be to the northeast. If it doesn't see you, walk a little closer to it until it sees you. Then run behind the middle obstacle so that the Dill isn't attacking you. Now this part takes a while, so if you're still juggling potions, you have to move the potions to the center so that you're juggling it there. To kill a Dill, the most efficient way to do it without using much food is to flinch it. Basically, to flinch it, you grab your pickaxe, hit it once, and then step back. Wait for its HP bar to disappear, then hit it again. If you find that it actually hits you, wait for its HP bar to disappear, count a whole 5 seconds, and repeat the process, and you should be fine. Now if you're still having trouble with this, I'll be making a separate video that goes more in detail on how to do this properly. Now if you're still juggling potions, once the Dill's armor is down, run south, drop restores so that you have 1 space open, so that you can pick up the Mage Crystal when you finish the wave. Run back north, hug the Dill around the rock, and mage it. Once the Dill is dead, a Mage Crystal should spawn in the center, pick it up, and run back south. Now on wave 6, a level 200 Ranger will spawn to the northwest and southwest. A level 160 Major will spawn to the northeast and southeast, and a level 140 Ranger will spawn to the southeast. As always, stand where I am in the video for waves 1 to 20. This will isolate the northwest monster from the northeast monster. That way you're attacking the Ranger without getting attacked by the Mage. Pray range, kill the Ranger with melee. Then pray mage, kill the mage with range. Touch the south wall and run over to the west side so that you're attacking the rangers on the west. By touching the south wall, you are keeping the monsters to the east on the east side so that they don't come and attack you. Once the two rangers to the west are dead, touch the south wall and run to where I am in the video. Now you want to walk 1 step north and 2 steps south. This will isolate one of the monsters. Now in the video I only walked 1 step south, and both monsters were lured over. If you find that both monsters walk over, just kill the ranger first. He's pretty easy to kill. Now on wave 7 there will be a level 200 ranger to the northwest, northeast, 2 in the southwest, a level 160 mage to the southeast, and a level 140 ranger to the southeast. Stand south of the tip of the L-shaped rock. This will isolate the two north monsters, then kill them individually. Kill the northwest ranger first. Once it's dead, kill the northeast ranger. Then touch the south wall and run over to the west side and kill the two rangers there. Once the two rangers to the west are dead, touch the south wall, run back over to the middle, then stand where I am in the video, go 1 north and 2 south. It doesn't matter how far south you go as long as it's 2 or more. Pray mage, this will lure the level 160 mage over, kill the mage, and then kill the remaining 140 ranger to the east. Now before killing off the level 140 ranger, you want to have an inventory space open so that you can run to the middle and grab the range crystal that will appear. This crystal is optional to keep. It will speed up waves 12 to 14, but it is helpful. If you find that you need to drop something at the end of wave 10, you can choose to drop this crystal. It's not too important. Now on wave 8 you will see your first level 400 mage. The level 400 mage will spawn to the southeast. Level 200 rangers will spawn to the northwest and southwest. Stand south at the tip. This will lure the northwest ranger around the rock. Pray range and kill the ranger. When the ranger is dead, pray mage, put on range gear and attack the level 400 mage to the southeast. Once the mage is dead, pray range and kill the remaining ranger to the southwest. Now on wave 9, there will be 6 level 200 rangers, 1 in the northwest, 1 in the northeast, 2 in the southeast, and another 2 in the southwest. Stand south at the L-shaped rock to lure the 2 rangers, kill them off individually, and then kill the rest off. The order doesn't matter. Pray range the whole time. Now there's 2 things you can do for wave 10 that you should prep in wave 9. You should decide if you're gonna go to the center or stay to the south. A Jad will spawn to the southwest and a level 200 ranger will spawn to the southeast. Being in either places will isolate both monsters, but being in the center allows you to flinch the Jad. Now if you want to flinch the Jad, this is recommended for people who cannot prayer switch that well, but it takes a long time to do. If you plan to flinch the Jad, you have to move the potions that you are juggling to the center. If you are still juggling potions and chose to stay to the south, kill the Jad first. This will allow you to kill Jad and still be able to pick up your potions because the southeast ranger is still alive. Note that any items you drop on the ground will disappear when you finish wave 10. I will briefly demonstrate how to flinch Jad. Just look in the video, hit it once. You have to make sure you're standing where I am when you attack it. Hit it once, step back, wait for its HP bar to disappear, and hit it again. Now I'm not going to do this the whole kill because maging it is more efficient. Range and melee against this Jad is pretty bad because range and melee attacks to this Jad is cut in half, while mage damage is not. Which is why mage is a more effective method. If you are still juggling potions, make sure you pick it up within 2 minutes because maging Jad still takes a very long time to do. If you are about to finish the wave and find that you are still having an excess amount of potions, you can first drop the range crystal. If you still have potions on the ground, drop the invulnerability crystal. You'll get more later on. If there are still potions on the ground, you have to decide now what you plan to do for Harkin, wave 37. If you don't have Ganodermic on you, you can drop your Mage crystal. Now on wave 11, run south, you'll see that the arena is a little smaller now. In this wave, there will be 4 level 160 mages, 1 in each corner of the arena. You want to be touching the south wall because the mages attack with melee and mage. By touching the south wall, you are avoiding their melee attack. Kill the mages one by one with range. Now when you're done with wave 11, a Constitution Crystal will spawn in the center. Pick it up and then run back south. On wave 12, there will be a level 200 Ranger to the northwest and southwest, a level 160 Mage to the northeast and southeast. Stand just south at the tip of the L-shaped rock. This will lure the level 200 Ranger up close to you and will block the level 160 Mage to the northeast. Melee the Ranger and then Mage the Ranger. Then proceed to range the Mage to the east and melee the Ranger to the west. Now for wave 13, there will be a level 400 Mage to the southwest, a level 160 Mage to the northwest and southeast. For wave 13 and 14, it will be all mages, so if you kept your range crystal, you can use it now when the northwest mage walks up to you. Pray, mage, and range this phase and the next. Upon completing wave 13, an invulnerability crystal will spawn in the center. Pick this up, this will be useful for wave 28. On wave 14, there will be a level 160 mage to the northwest and northeast, a level 400 mage to the southeast and southwest. Stand south of the L-shaped rock so that you're touching the south wall and range the mages. Now for wave 15, there will be 2 400 mages, 1 in the southwest and 1 in the southeast, a level 200 ranger to the northwest. Stand south of the L-shaped rock the level 200 will walk up to. Range prey and melee it. When the ranger is dead, range the mages to the southeast and southwest. Upon completing the wave, a restoration crystal will spawn in the center. You can use this whenever you want. I choose to use it when I'm just low HP and low prayer. Now for wave 16, a level 200 ranger will spawn to the northwest, a 160 major will spawn to the northeast and southeast, a 400 mage will spawn to the southeast and southwest. The northwest ranger will attack you first. Make sure you're standing just south at the tip of the L-shaped rock where I am. This will lure the ranger closer to you and away from the level 160 mage. Melee the ranger. Once the ranger is dead, range the mage. Once the mage is dead, pray mage and attack the remaining mages. Now for wave 17, a level 200 ranger will spawn to the northwest, a level 300 melee will spawn to the northeast. To the southeast you'll have a 400 mage spawn first, and then a level 160 mage, and a 400 mage to the southwest. As always, stand just south at the tip of the L-shaped rock. This will lure the level 200 ranger closer to you. Melee it. Once the ranger is dead, mage the level 300 melee to the north. Make sure the mages to the east cannot see you. Once the melee is dead, range the remaining mages. At this time you can see that my familiar is about to die, so remember to renew your familiars. Upon completing this wave, a magic crystal will spawn in the center. This is useful for later waves such as wave 20 to 23 and Harken, or just any Jads that you find. Now on wave 18 there will be a 200 ranger to the northwest and southeast, a 300 melee to the northeast, a 400 mage to the southeast and southwest, and a level 160 mage to the southeast. Melee the ranger when he walks up to you, and then once the ranger is dead, mage the melee to the north. Pray mage and range the mages to the west. Once the mages is dead, you want to follow what I'm doing in the video. Stand where I am in the video, turn walk on, and then range the mage to the east. If you have run on, the ranger to the east will be able to attack you. Then you'll be getting attacked with range and mage. But if you have walk on, only the mage will be able to attack you. Once the mage is dead, pray range and melee the ranger. On wave 19 there will be 8 level 160 mages and 1 Dill to the northeast. To the northwest will be 2 level 160 mages, 1 level 160 mage to the northeast, 3 to the southeast, and 2 to the southwest. Stand south at the L-shaped rock and touch the south wall. This will isolate so that only 1 mage is attacking you at the moment. Range the mages and don't forget that there is still a Dill to the north. Once you have killed all 8 mages, go to the north to the center and flinch the Dill and then mage the Dill. Upon completing the wave, a range crystal will spawn in the center. This isn't useful for the later waves, so you do not have to pick it up. Now for wave 20, Jad will spawn to the southwest, a level 400 mage will spawn to the southeast. For this wave, you want to stand on the north face of the middle rock on the east side, where I am in the video. So make sure you're exactly where I am in the video. We will be going back to this spot very often, so make sure you remember it. As always, there's a way to flinch the Jad if you want a more detailed explanation on how to do this. I will be doing a separate video on how to do it more in detail. It is advised to mage Jad because the melee and range attacks against Jad are cut in half, whereas magic is not. Once Jad is dead, pray mage and attack the mage with range. If your run is on, depending on where you're standing, you may accidentally run into melee distance to the level 400 mage, so be aware of that. Now for wave 21, there will be 12 level 100 melees. Pray melee and walk north to where I am. Wait until the southeast level 100s are all north of the eastern obstacle, then touch the northeast corner of the map. Wait until the level 100s get closer and then run south of the eastern obstacle. If any did not get lured over, kill them first. Once they're all dead, turn off pray melee and attack the ones to the north. Upon completing wave 21, a strength crystal will spawn in the center. This isn't really important to keep, so you don't have to pick this up. Now on wave 22, a level 180 melee will spawn to the northeast and northwest, a level 100 melee will spawn to the southeast and southwest, and a level 300 melee to the southeast. So you want to stand in the middle, look to the northeast. Wait for the level 180 melee to the northeast to walk south of the northern obstacle. Once it does that, run to the east side of the obstacle where I am. This will block all of the melees from attacking you. Then from there, just safe spot the monsters. If you accidentally kill the level 180 melee that's blocking it, like I did in the video, you should run south of the eastern obstacle like I do here. And this will block all the monsters to the north side of the obstacle. On wave 22, there will be a level 300 melee to the northeast and southeast, a level 100 melee to the southeast and southwest, and a level 180 melee to the northwest. Now you'll do the same thing as the last wave. Wait for the 300 melee to the northeast to walk south of the northern obstacle, and then run to the east side of the northern obstacle, and this will block all the monsters. Upon completing wave 23, a Constitution Crystal will spawn in the center. Now for wave 24, level 200 Ranger will spawn to the northwest, a 300 melee to the northeast, southwest, and 2 to the southeast. Now for this wave, don't follow the video, just listen to what I have to say. Stand in the northwest corner, pray range, a level 200 Ranger will spawn to the northwest. Kill the level 200 Ranger and then stay spot the remaining level 300 melees and finish the wave. On wave 25 prey range, stand north of the middle rock on the east side. A level 200 ranger will spawn to the northwest and northeast. A level 300 melee will spawn to the southwest and southeast, and a level 400 mage will spawn to the southeast. By standing north of the middle rock on the east side, you'll block all the monsters to the south. Now you want to wait for the 400 mage to get directly south of you before running north and ranging or maging the level 200 rangers to the east and west. Go west, kill that ranger, and then go to east and mage or range the ranger to the east. Pray mage, go south, kill the level 400 mage, and then finish off killing the level 300 melees. Upon completing wave 25, an invulnerability crystal will spawn in the center. Now for wave 26, you want to stand on the east side, 2 north of the eastern obstacle where I am in the video. On wave 26, level 200 ranger will spawn to the northwest, 300 melee will spawn to the southwest and southeast, and a level 400 mage will spawn to the northeast and southeast. You want to pray magic. Standing 2 north of the eastern obstacle will block the level 200 ranger on the west side of the middle rock, as well as trap the 300 melees around the eastern obstacle. First you want to pull out mage and attack the melee to the west. Once the melee is dead, pull out range and range the mage to the north. Now you could go 4 steps north of where you are right now, and the southern mage will not be able to attack you. But this requires accuracy on where you step. So if you're not too sure on how far 4 steps is, you can just range from where you are. By being 4 steps north, you're keeping the ranger on the west side of the middle rock. That way you're only getting attacked by a mage. Once the mage is dead, go back south and range the southern ranger. Make sure you don't touch the eastern obstacle or else the ranger to the west will be able to see you. If the ranger does see you, just go all the way northeast. The mage won't be able to see you because it's too far south, and range or mage the ranger. Once the mage is dead, mage the melee and go west and kill the ranger. Now for wave 27, you want to be in the northwest corner. A level 200 ranger will spawn to the northwest. A level 400 mage will spawn to the northeast. But by being all the way northwest, it will be trapped by the northern obstacle. Now to the south, you will have a 180 melee and a 300 melee spawn in the southwest and southeast. So pray range at the start, melee the level 200 ranger that spawns in front of you, and then pray melee and mage the melees. Once the melees are dead, go east and range the level 400 mage. Upon completing wave 27, and restoration crystal will spawn in the center. You can use this whenever you want. Now you want to be in the northeast corner for the Dill wave. On wave 28 there will be a level 400 mage to the northwest and 6 dills. 1 dill to the northwest, northeast, 2 to the southeast and southwest. At the start you want to be in the northeast corner. Activate your Invulnerability crystal and attack the Dill twice. After your 2 pickaxe hits, you want to move your Dill so that it is south of the northern obstacle. Stand on the west side of the northern obstacles. Step 1 step west and 1 step east of the northern rock. That way the Dill is how it looks in the video. This is a safety measure for in case the northwest Dill does come over to see you. Now once you're in the spot, range the mage to the west. That way you can take off prey mage and it will stop hitting through your prayer. Now for this wave, there's a lot of things that can go differently, but the main thing to do is get the northeast Dill south of the northern rock. Go 1 step west, 1 step east this way, so that if the northwest Dill does come over and try to attack you, the Dill south of you will block the northwest Dill from attacking you. Now once the mage is dead, you want to flinch the Dills. You want to start with the western Dill first, and then the southern Dill. By flinching I mean hit them once, step back, wait for their HP bar to disappear, and hit them again. If you see that they hit you, just wait an extra 5 seconds after their HP bar disappears, and then attack them again. Once their shields are off, mage them. Once both Dills are dead, go over to the east, touch the east wall, run south so that you're on the north side of the eastern obstacle. The southeastern Dills will walk up to you, and from there flinch the Dills one by one. Once those two are dead, you want to go to the middle. The 2 southwestern Dills should walk up to you. If they don't, just run a little southwest so that you get their attention. Once they're in the middle, just flinch them one by one and finish up the wave. Now I could do a video of the different variations to the Dill wave, the different tactics you can use. If you would like that, leave a comment below and I'll get it out as soon as I can. Now on wave 29 there will be 6 level 300 melees. 1 will spawn to the northeast, northwest, and 2 will spawn to the southeast and southwest. Lure them around an obstacle, wait for the northeast level 300 to get south of the northern obstacle, then run on the eastern side of the northern obstacle and it will be trapped. Then proceed to mage the melees from safety. Upon completion of the wave, a magic crystal will spawn in the center. Pick this up, this will be useful for later on. For wave 30, you want to stand on the north side of the middle rock on the east side. This will lure the monsters to the south. You want to pray melee. There will be a Jad to the southeast, a level 300 melee to the northwest, northeast, and southeast. Mage the melees that attack you to the northeast and northwest. Once that is done, attack the Jad. I would recommend maging the Jad or flinching the Jad. If you want to know how to flinch the Jad, I will make a separate video for that, and I'll put the link in the description. Now for wave 31 to 33, it's pretty simple. It's just one combat style. For wave 31, prairie range, it will be 4 rangers, 1 to the northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest. Melee the rangers and finish the wave. Upon completing the wave, a range crystal will spawn in the center. This isn't really useful, so you don't have to pick it up. On wave 32, there will be 4 melees. 1 to the northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest. Simply lure him around an obstacle, such as the east obstacle. Wait for the southeastern level 300 to get west of the eastern obstacle, then run to the south side of the eastern obstacle, and mage them from a safe distance. Now for wave 33, there would be 4 level 400 mages. One to the northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest. At the beginning of the wave, have range out. Stand on the north side of the middle rock on the east side. Range the northeastern mage first, and then kill the northwestern. Now these do hit a considerable amount through your prayers, so be aware of your HP. After that, range the remaining level 400 individually. Upon completing wave 33, a strength crystal will spawn in the center. This could be useful if you want to flinch the Jads for wave 36. Now for wave 34, you want to stand on the north side of the middle rock on the east side. A level 300 melee will spawn to the northwest, so you want to pray melee. A level 200 ranger will spawn to the southwest, and a Jad will spawn to the south. Pray melee and mage the level 300. Then you can attack the Jad or the level 200 ranger. As always with Jads, if you want to know how to flinch Jads, look in the video description below. Now for wave 35, there will be a Jad to the northeast, a level 300 melee to the northwest, a level 200 ranger to the southwest, and a 400 mage to the southeast. At the start of this wave, pray mage. If you have an invulnerability crystal, use it. Stand on the west side of the middle rock. Wait for the level 300 melee to the northwest to hit you once. Go 1 step north, 2 steps east. This will bring you within melee distance of Jad, so pray accordingly. Now look to the south. Once the 400 mage to the south have stopped moving, move 1 step east, 1 step west. This will push Jad east so that you're not within melee distance of Jad anymore. And from there you should be fine. Just remember to pray accordingly. Once Jad is dead, kill the mage to the east, kill the melee and the ranger. In my opinion, this is the best method you can use for wave 35. Now this does involve some risky tactics where you have to be within melee distance of Jad, but if you have an invulnerability crystal active, you will be protected long enough for you to complete the lure. Now, if you find that this method is too complicated, leave a comment below and I will find a better tactic for wave 35. Now for wave 36, there will be 2 Jads to the southeast and southwest. Stand on the north side of the middle rock on the east side. This will lure both Jads up to you without you getting attacked. Now of course you could do the flinch method or mage it from a distance. If you plan to mage it, you could use your mage crystal now and it will considerably speed up this wave. Now for wave 37, Harkin won't show up for 40 to 50 seconds, but he will spawn tentacles around the arena to attack you. Now there are 2 types of tentacles. There's ranged tentacles and mage tentacles. Ranged tentacles use range attacks, mage tentacles use mage attacks. And both types of tentacles melee you if you're within 2 steps of them. Ranged tentacles are weak to melee attacks, and mage tentacles are weak to range attacks. In the 40 to 50 seconds before Harkin shows up, you should find a corner that doesn't have much tentacles in it. But first you should choose what kind of crystals you want to use. You can use either Constitution crystals throughout this wave or Mage crystals throughout this wave. If you have Ganodermic, it's suggested you use Mage crystals and pray range. If you don't have Ganodermic, use Constitution crystals and pray magic in high range defense gear. Now the main focus of this wave is to kill Harkin. He will show up every 72 seconds. He is a giant head. His head can pop up to the east, west, and south, but not to the north. Now when Harkin shows up, you want to mage the head. The head is very weak to magic attacks. Range and melee still works, but not as effective as magic. Here, two tentacles show up. The first thing you want to do is find out what combat style the tentacles are. The one to the southeast is a ranged tentacle, while the one to the southwest is a mage tentacle. Since there is a range and mage tentacle, you want to put on your tank gear. So if you're in Ganodermic, you want to pray range and wear Gano. If you don't have Gano, you want to wear whatever melee armor you have and pray magic. The head is only up for about 27 seconds and below for 45 seconds, which only gives you time for about 9 polypore hits. Once the head goes down, you want to find a corner that doesn't have much tentacles. Now here, there is a ranged tentacle and a mage tentacle. Ranged tentacles are pretty easy to kill with melee, so I chose to melee the tentacle while praying magic, because they die in a few hits, so it's pretty quick. Now when it's been about 45 seconds, you want to go to the south wall. This will allow you to see all 3 possible spawn locations. Now you can see that Harkin's head spawned to the west. First thing you want to do is find the corner that has the least harmful tentacles. Now here, there are 2 ranged tentacles and a mage tentacle. It is easier to pray magic and tank the 2 range attacks while in high range defense gear. Now you can see that in the chat box I'm writing numbers and they're about 12 or 13 digits apart. The way I like to time when the head shows up is to open my computer clock and note down the seconds of when Harkin shows up. Then add 12 seconds to it and wait for when that seconds show up on your computer clock. Here I'm being attacked by rangers and magers, so I chose to run to a different corner and see if it had less monsters there. Now this is somewhat of a gamble because you don't know if that other side has more tentacles or less. But in this case it was only mage tentacles, which was pretty good. Even if you're completely safe by praying protect from mage or protect from range, you should kill the tentacles in case more spawn. At 99 magic, using a polypore staff without any mage boosting amulets or pots, this takes about 10 to 12 minutes to do Harkin, which is plenty of time to use your constitution crystals or mage crystals. It's been a little over 45 seconds, so I went south to check on the other 2 possible locations. So I only missed about a couple seconds, but it's better to miss a couple seconds than be too early and get attacked by multiple tentacles, especially if you're low on food. For those of you who aren't sure what crystals you should use, I would recommend using the Constitution Crystal because you take very few damage by praying mage and in high range defense gear. This is recommended for the more inexperienced player. The Constitution Crystal will boost your HP by 50%. This will make your bruise heal even more, and it works with healing familiars such as unicorns, healing titans. The Magic Crystal is meant more for experienced player. The Magic Crystal will boost your mage by 50%. Now this is great because the max hit of Storm of Arma and the Polypore Staff is based on your magic level. So this will make Wave 37 faster, but this also lowers your defense by 50%. So it's advised to do this only if you have Ganodermic where you can parry range and still have really high mage defense. And that's pretty much all you need to know for Wave 37. Basically, Harkin shows up every 72 seconds. He does a cycle where he is above for 27 seconds and below for 45 seconds. In that 45 seconds you can't attack him, so you should be in a corner with the least harmful tentacles. The tentacles aren't required to be killed to get Harkin to show up, but killing the tentacles does stop that one from attacking you. The head is weak to magic, so the suggested method of killing is either Polypore Staff or Storm of Arma. Storm of Arma with the staff works really well. You could kill the head in 2 spawns. Ganodermic works really well with the Mage Crystal while praying range. If you don't have Ganodermic, wearing high range defense gear while praying magic and using the Constitution works really well as well. The head won't show up to the north, but it can show up to the west, east, and south. Now this seems kind of weird that the fight caves, the monsters spawn randomly, while the fight kiln, the monsters spawn in the same place every single time. Also, they included obstacles in the arena. which seems kind of silly because you could trap monsters behind the obstacle. As shown in this guide, you can go waves 1 to 36 without getting attacked by more than one combat style. So that as long as you're praying the right thing, you're not going to take that much damage, only what they hit through your prayer. And if they didn't hit through prayer, it would be even easier. One defense peer could do 1 to 37 without losing any HP, if they're lucky on 37. Now I will be doing a fight kiln video for 1 to 59 defense peers. It's really the same thing as this video, except where I stand for the lures. But the only difference will be there will be some tactics where you could attack multiple monsters to speed it up, since you'll be primarily using Blood Barrage. Again, if you want a certain wave to be clarified on how to do it better, I could do a completely separate video on the possible permutations for that specific wave, such as wave 35 or 28. If you feel something is inaccurate or incorrect, just leave a comment below, send me a message, contact me somehow, and I'll see what I can do about it. Feedback is always welcome. And what guide do you think I should do next? I'm pretty sure I've covered most of what you can do for the fight kiln. I'll be doing basically 1 to 99 defense. I did a video on gearing up for the fight kiln. So leave a comment below on what guide you should think I should do next. Oh, also, if you still seem to have trouble after watching this guide and still not be able to do the fight kiln, send me a message in game or on YouTube. Leave a message in the comment and I'll see what I can do to help you out. If you can, leave me a detailed response on your situation. This will help me figure out what exactly the problem is. There's a few things I'm not too sure about. I'm not sure if using a pickaxe against a Dill, if the amount of hits required to break the Dill's armor is based on your mining level or strength bonus. Also, at the time this video was made, apparently the Dills, their stomp attack where they hit through your prayer, that attack is not protected by the Invulnerability crystal anymore. Now this could make wave 28 a little dangerous, but it's still doable. The main changes in this guide from my previous guide is waves 1 to 20, where I stay south of the L-shaped rock, wave 26, where it's completely safe if you do it properly, and wave 35, where I show exactly what to do to stay safe. Now for wave 1 to 20, I heard that there was a better spot by the L-shaped rock, but at the time I didn't really believe that it would be that effective because it honestly makes the fight kiln way too easy. Waves 1 to 20, you don't even get attacked by more than one combat style. I think without being in the spot, wave 26 is actually pretty hard for peers because you have to pray Mage for the 2 level 400 mages. And on 1 defense, rangers hit really hard. So when I figured out this lure, I was pretty happy at the time. For wave 35, not much really changed. It's really that in the last video, I didn't explain too well on how to push Jad back so that you're not within melee distance anymore. So the only difference for this wave 35 is that once the level 400 mage walks up to you, you walk 1 step east, 1 step west while the invulnerability crystal is still active, and it'll push Jad to the east. Doing the fight kiln in this gear used about 900 polypore spores and 1.8k charges on the Toko ring, as well as around 600 broad bolts. Again, feedback is highly appreciated. Tell me what I did wrong, tell me what I did right. I'm more interested of what I could do to improve on later videos. If you find that you're still having trouble with the fight kiln after watching this guide, PM me in-game or on YouTube, or leave a comment below and I'll see what I can do to help you. If you find that something was inaccurate, please tell me what it was in the comments below. If you found this video useful, please give the video a like. And as always, thank you for watching and have a nice day.